guys, it's Carolyn with Crafting with Wine, and last week I showed how to import SVG files and how to put them together in Cricut Design Space on your virtual mat when cutting it out, so you knew how to size it so you could size it appropriately. And I was doing a cup of hot cocoa with a little snowman holding it, and I've already put one together that I've done already, placed paper piece together and drew his little face and stuff on. Now I have another one here that I'm going to put together. I didn't show making this. We all know how to make those, I think. So I'm going to put that on there. And on my one that I did in Cricut Design Space, this came with little star marshmallows. I decided I didn't want to use those. I wanted to use these little flower sequins that I thought were kind of snowflakey looking. And here on the cup, it actually said Happy Holidays with 2 little red stars. I didn't want to use those either because I want to be able to make this a gift tag to use for Christmas, and I wanted to lay it flat on the package, so I did my to and from there instead, and did it, paper pieced him all together. And then I've got his little scarf popped up on foam tape and his little ear warmers popped up on foam tape as well. So this is my other one. These are the colors that they suggested that you use to put it together. So I'm going to assemble this all on camera here, and I put all of my little pieces that I'm cut out in this little divided dish so I know where everything goes, and I've actually inked around the edges of everything as well. So what I'm going to do is to put this together now, and I start with cup and saucer. This is the saucer to my cup, and I am going to adhere it with my ATG gun. And then I'm just going to center it inside the small oval inside of the larger oval, which is going to make up my saucer to my hot cocoa cup. Now this is the cocoa that goes in the cup, and this is what makes the rim of my cup. And it will go on right like so. So the way I'm going to do this is just to lay down a piece of glue along the top edge of the cup portion. And now I'm going to line up my rim portion like so. So now it already is starting to look like a cup. Now this is the handle to my cup, and I'm going to put it right about here. And what I'm going to use is a little bit of wet glue to put that down. My lighting is very poor in here today, and that glue is about out. There we go. And I'm just going to line it up. And my glue will dry matte, so you won't be able to see it. So I'm not worried about that. And then I'm going to put my cup then in the center of the saucer like so. So I'm going to flip this over and put some tape about halfway down, and then line it back up again like so. Now I've got a little glue right there. I'm just going to use my embossing buddy and tap on there to take the sticky away. And what's in there is basically baby powder. So do that. And now I'm going to take my cocoa portion to go into my cup and run some adhesive on the back of it. And then I'm going to center it in there, right like so. Like that. So there's my cup and saucer put together at this point. So I'm going to set this out of the way for a moment. And I'm going to bring over my snowman pieces. I've got a large kind of oval, smaller circle, and then I have these little ovals. These are his little hands to the snowman, right there. And then I have these two elongated circles or ovals, and these are the arms of the snowman. So it all goes like this, and the bigger portion is his head. So you can get everything on there. And then we have another green round oval, which actually goes behind the head portion to make the band of his earmuffs. So I'm going to put that on next. And then I'm just going to line it back up like so. And then these little green ovals make up the muffs to his earmuffs. And you just put them like so. And now I'm going to use some foam tape to pop these up. And I'm just going to cut off a portion of it. I'm going to flip these over and line my foam tape up back there. I need to make sure I don't see any coming through, and I don't. Now I'm going to do the same for the other one. And now I'm just going to remove the backing from those and place it down on my page. Or page on my snowman's head. And I'm just seeing that I've got them aligned. And that looks good, so I'm going to place those right there. Now for his little scarf, I did cut that out in red glitter paper. I'm going to put the first part right here. And I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to attach it to the bottom of my little face here. Right like so. Now I'm going to flip it over and put glue and tape on the back of the scarf. And now I'm going to attach the body portion. Right like so. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put down the scarf part, and I'm going to put it down with some foam tape as well. And pull the backing off of it. I shouldn't have pulled the back piece off yet because I'm going to use that, but that's okay. And sorry about my phone ringing. So I've got his little nose. that I'm going to put down right there. And let me get my wet glue here. Okay, I'm going to use my tweezers here to pick the nose up so I can get some glue on the back of that, some wet glue. And apparently I picked, no, there we go. It doesn't need much. This is really strong adhesive as well. And I'm going to put my little carrot nose right there. Now I'm going to line up the little arms. They're going to go behind here. I'm going to try to do it to where they look cute, and I think that looks real cute right there. So I'm going to pull back in my ATG gun and just run a little bit of ATG down that one side of those. And now I'm going to bring it back in and line him up. And right there. Now I'm not going to do anything with his little hands until I get ready to attach it to my coffee mug here. So, looking good. Now I have my black glaze pen here, and I'm just going to draw on his little mouth. Like so. And it takes it a second to dry. I don't want to get my fingers in it. Now, you could cut the little eyes out. I also did not cut those out. Just like I didn't on this one, I used some little gems. And if you guys have been crafting for years, you may know what this tool is. It's an Imaginis, and it's got batteries in it. It's a battery powered. I've had this thing for years, and I've got it turned on, and then I'll push the button down and the light will come on, and this will get real hot on the tip. And you use these little gems with it because they have glue or adhesive on the back, and I still have, you know, this many in another container of these left. I don't use it very often anymore, but I like it, and I wanted to use this for his eyes. And so I'm going to pull some of these out. I'm going to get some that are about the same size. There. Now I'm going to use this jewel picker upper, and I typically use my crystal katana for this because you guys hear me rave about that, but I've misplaced it, so I got to find my crystal katana again, and it's probably in my mess. I'm sure it's in my giant mess over there on my other desk, and it's not wanting to pick that one up for some reason. There we go. I like it better is what I'm trying to say than this one. And then I'm just going to place my little eyes on as to how I think they look good. And I think they look good right there. So I'm going to get this heated up. And then I have to do it straight up and down. And what you do is place this on top. Well, you'll place it on top of the gem if you don't do what I just did and knock them off. And it only takes a few seconds to work. Okay, let's try that again. And what it does is it applies heat to the top and then it melts it. I don't even know if you can still buy these. I have no clue. But it's like, why not use some of the things that I've had for years, is what I was trying to do. Now I'm going to do the second one. And then I can pick it up and they don't fall off because it heated the glue to melt it, and it will stick to everything now. Let me put these back in here. So if you guys have used this tool before or have had it, leave me a comment below. I'd like to know your thoughts on that archaic tool that's been around since the Ice Ages. And then I'm going to bring my coffee cup or my cocoa mug in. I'm going to line up my little snowman where I think I want him and where he's going to be. And this is looking nice and symmetrical for me, and that's where I'm going to put him. Now, so I know how to line him back up to attaching, I am going to use some wet glue here on the back of his little hands. And get these in position, and then I'll know exactly where I'm going to put him when I get some glue on the back of him. So there's his little hands now. Now I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to run some ATG gun right down the bottom of his little body. Leave him laying right about there, and then I'm going to bring my mug back in and line it up. So now he's all attached to my coffee mug now. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. So there we are. Now, I did cut out the little holly leaves that go down here on the mug. And then the little berries I cut out too in red glitter paper. So I'm going to put those right there. I'm just going to run a little bit of adhesive down these. And then right there. Now I'm going to lay down a little bit of wet glue next. Here. And this is just where I'm going to put my little berries. And it'll take a minute for that glue to dry. And he's looking really cute, I think. Now, to make the marshmallows in my hot chocolate, I still had these little sequins. These are the vanilla 5mm opaque flowers. Sequins that I used in the other one. And then I have these little wow snowflakes sequins that are white and silver, and I think I'm going to use these this time. And I'm just going to lace them in here, and I'm just going to use the white ones. And I got these last year, and not for sure where, but I got those last year. So I don't know if you can still get those or not. So now what I'm going to do is just bring in my wet glue again. And I'm going to use my little jewel picker to pick these up. I'm just going to dab down a little bit of glue, and that was way too much. I squeezed a little too hard, I believe. And that will dry shortly and look really cute as well. I think I like the little snowflake sequins better than the little flower ones. Now, to draw on his rosy cheeks like I have on this one, got little rosy cheeks on there. Oh, I thought I had that attached. I don't. I'll have to attach that. What I did is I pulled out 2 of my Copic markers. And I have the E93, the Tea Rose, and it's a little darker than I want it to be when I make these on. So then I pulled out my colorist blender to help take away some of the color because it comes out too dark. So I'm going to just scribble on some circles. Try to make them look like circles. And now I'm just going to use my colorless blender and come back in, and what it does, it just kind of like moves the color around for me. And there he is, complete and done, and he turned out super cute. But I am going to add my little tag on here for to and from as well, so I'm going to place that down real quick. If you didn't see the other video, I'll leave a link to it in the description box below, so you can go over and watch it if you choose. And there we go. They are finished. I did one in the classic colors, which is the one that I designed in the video, which is this one. And then I just changed up the colors some on this one and used different papers. So I think they both turned out cute. I really do. And I like elements on each one of them, so I'm able to make a third one and use the elements I like on each one and combine them together. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that little bell icon. I would really appreciate it. Cheers!